This delusional YouTuber is receiving massive backlash after filming himself and his crew disturbing an isolated tribe and painting them as cannibals. So apparently this is something that we're still doing. I mean, using other people for views is pretty routine on the internet at this point, but this is the second channel that I've covered in less than a year that's tried to do this with an isolated tribe. And honestly, I thought people would learn from the first guy who, you know, is still facing 5 years in prison for what he did. But this is Dara, who's an Irish YouTuber that decided the best way to chase his dream of becoming Ireland's biggest YouTuber is to go looking for cannibals. I'm not joking. Fascinating use of free will. But the internet has been roasting him ever since, but not because he got eaten, which honestly wouldn't have been a surprising end to the story because of how irresponsible and stupid this whole thing was. And that's mainly what the internet has really honed in on when it comes to this guy.
Lads, there we see them. There they are. Oh my god, oh my god. All right, you ready? Across this river is an island with hundreds of ancient tribes. One of them eats humans. Is that a bow and arrow?
I think they're pointing bow and arrows at us.
He's not looking friendly. I'm about to make contact and live with one of the last remaining cannibal tribes on Earth.
Oh my god, I hope they don't kill us.
How do we say I come in peace? Seriously.
I don't know how it's possible, but somehow people continue to do dumber and dumber stuff for social media attention. Like what we just watched right now was just poor positioning. You know, in video games, you want to position your character where you can't get hit by a ranged attack. I guess this guy just doesn't have that spatial awareness for his own life. So the atrocity you just watched was posted by Atozy, who is a YouTuber from Ireland. He's built this YouTube brand making extreme survival and daredevil content, like surviving monkey-filled islands, sneaking onto the deadliest islands in the world, and filming inside abandoned missile complexes, just to name a few. He's grown to over 800,000 subscribers on YouTube and 700,000 subscribers on TikTok, and he openly says he wants to become the biggest YouTuber in Ireland. And his strategy? Well, apparently it is just do something borderline illegal or extremely stupid, or just be straight up disrespectful with the hopes it goes viral. His latest stunt being a documentary-style video on Papua, Indonesia, where he and his crew set out to make contact with what he thought would be a cannibal tribe. And the video opens like something straight out of some fake Vice documentary.
This is the Bauzi tribe, an incredibly isolated and ancient tribe deep in the jungle of Papua, rumored to have one of the last living cannibals.
So I've got like an offering for them. This is the way to basically bargain our way and try and make them accept us.
With the tribe being so isolated from the world, we had no idea if they would accept us or kill us.
Got salt.
Put it in your hands.
Put it in my hand.
Open it and then just put it in your hands.
This is tobacco.
And with every move, we were risking our lives.
Oh god, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. All right, guys, let's move back, maybe.
So in classic clickbait fashion, he's already framed them as cannibals before even saying hello. Honestly, I wouldn't want him to go up and say hello anyway, because overall, this entire concept is just genuinely a really stupid thing to do. So Dara and his group, including a local guide named Demi, pulled up by boat. The tribesmen, they're there. They're standing on a riverbank with bows and spears. His crew immediately freaks out, understandably so. As you know, you heard in the clip, they started saying over and over again of how terrifying this whole thing was, which, you know, you could have just left. But obviously, that's not an option if you're trying to farm some good old social media content here. So I guess trying to ease the tension here, Dara waves a packet of salt and tobacco like he's some sort of medieval merchant. One tribesman tastes it, spits it out, and the crew panics. That right there should have been the end of the video. End it there, Dara. Why not? Just title almost got killed by a cannibal and move on. But no, he keeps pushing it further, narrating every moment with lines like, we're either going to be accepted or we could be killed. Why are we doing this for content, guys? Hello, come on. Or stuff like, one mistake and we could be eaten anytime. Like the drama obviously is off the charts here.
Last week, 11 people are killed and then now tourists cannot go there. No one knows. They killed him. This is a life and death. Expect to be killed.
Do you want to do it? Maybe you should do it.
It's okay, it's okay. You try again.
You might be wondering why I would even want to make contact with the Bauzi tribe. It is because the cannibal within this tribe has never officially confessed to eating human meat, and we're here to get them to admit to their dark past.
So I guess for some reason he wants to go get this cannibal to confess, and his genius method of doing that is by offering salt and a cheeky smoke. Because I guess influencers now want to go have some darts with some alleged cannibals for content. Okay. So he films himself offering tobacco, carrying a pig carcass through the jungle, eating worms, even introducing Oreos and Kinder Eggs like he's running an influencer exchange program with the most polite cannibals you've ever find.
I am sweating so crazy right now. Demi's saying that they're like taking us in and that they want to do something with us. And hopefully that's not a spit roast.
We didn't know what the tribe wanted from us, but all we knew is that in order to survive and to find out which of them has been eating people, we would have to do everything they asked of us.
To survive for today or tomorrow in these coming days, we must make sure we follow them. If they ask us to build a house, just do. They don't like you, they will kill you. It's very easily.
Okay. So our survival depends on us literally just doing everything they do and what they say. Yes.
Yeah, if you don't build a house while filming content for a YouTube video, then I guess we'll kill you. What are these tribal members tapped into social media algorithms? Like, come on. Like, eventually, he gets this big moment trying to get his tribe's elder to admit on camera that they've eaten human flesh, which, shocker, the elders does not do. He says that he's taken people's lives in tribal wars, but has never eaten them. Dara then decides to press harder, but the tribe just shuts it down. Still, he edits the whole thing like some massive mystery, complete with some hidden camera confessions and dramatic ending.
Just remember, this is a very taboo topic, and the tribe are very unwilling to admit to it.
I have in the past, but I have never eaten.
Okay, he human, but he didn't eat.
In front of me and with the camera on, it seemed the elder would not say yes. So I tried shifting tactic.
So he didn't get the confession that he was clickbaiting the whole time. So instead, him and his friends just ended up filming the weirdest anime beach episode of all time. Just them in the woods chopping trees and eating Oreos.
This is called an Oreo. Everyone loves this back home. People are obsessed with this thing. Kinder Egg. Have any of you guys ever seen this? This is one of the most revered sweets of all time. Who would like to try it? Okay. All right, I'll come round to you. Yeah, she's definitely a bit more afraid to eat this. She seems way more suspicious right now.
At that point, I would repackage the whole video, but that would just be me. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know, dude, but I had to watch the entire video, and that's basically the entire video. So here's where the internet stepped in. That video racked up millions of views on TikTok, and that video on TikTok was a teaser for this full 40-minute YouTube video that we just dissected. And before that YouTube video even dropped, the comments were brutal. People pointed out how harmful this portrayal is, labeling Papuans, I think that's how it's pronounced, as cannibals plays into a very bad stereotype and ignores the fact that Papua has had 250 distinct groups and their own cultures, languages, and traditions, which, you know, is a super good point considering that these guys were on this island for a full day, and while they kept planning the camera and trying to say like, oh, this is so scary, they were never hurt and basically went on a field trip. Even though what they did seemed to be incredibly sketchy and never something I would ever do. But that's where the theories started rolling in. A lot of people actually started suggesting the whole thing was staged. And honestly, watching it, that's not super far-fetched. It's not really hard to believe that. Like, the footage is a little bit too clean. You've got this very cinematic zoom-ins of a bunch of tribesmen, faces, steady close-up, dramatic wide shots, almost like they're paid actors and not life-threatening people eaters. So, there's some real possibility to that theory there. The theory goes that Dara paid locals to dress up as traditional garb, hold bows, and act menacing for the camera, because what looks better on a thumbnail than Cannibal Tribe points bow at us? But if they were paid actors, you would also assume them to admit to what he was trying to clickbait the whole thing for, but I don't know. But in case you want to know what it looks like to film an actual isolated tribe, we have this guy who's currently facing 5 years in prison, who we mentioned earlier.
At last, the first glimpse of the Sentinelese. This tribe believes in total isolation. It will not tolerate a stranger.
As is obvious in the footage, the tribe had no interest in making friends, and rather buried half of the gifts they'd been given before shooting arrows toward the film crew.
A member of our film unit was wounded by one of the many arrows, each 2.5 meters long.
As you can see, a remarkably clear difference. And his is like a budget Netflix documentary with the sole plan of like clickbaiting younger viewers into buying into his BS storyline. I might be wrong, But if that's the case, it's definitely pathetic. Like, paying people to roleplay as cannibals for your vlog, that's just low, honestly. I guess it's not as bad as going to a truly undiscovered tribe, but it's still pretty pathetic. But let's just say, for argument's sake, that was not staged and it was just 100% real. See, that's actually worse, because then Dara wasn't actually playing dress up, he was actively putting his crew and this tribe in danger. He could have easily had his life taken there. And his cameraman literally joked about being fattened up. Bows and arrows don't care about your vlogging, and beyond that, there's a risk to the tribe. Outside food, drinks, processed snacks, even common colds can devastate isolated communities. Like, introducing Oreos might be quirky for content, but it's also exposing people to sugar, bacteria, or diseases their bodies are not used to. So either way, staged or real, this was definitely irresponsible. And again, if this was real, it could have ended with prison time because, you know, that American YouTuber tried to land on the North Sentinel Island and offered a can of Coke to the famously uncontacted Sentinelese tribe. Yeah, again, he's facing 5 years in prison under Indian law. And honestly, he's lucky because missionaries and plenty of other people who've tried to visit that island, they did not make it off that island.
In 2006, two men aged 48 and 52 were fishing for mud crabs near the island. However, the pair got so drunk that while sleeping, the anchor of the boat, which was a rock tied to a rope, fell apart and drifted the men toward North Sentinel. The following morning, fellow fishermen said they tried to shout at the men and warn them that they were in danger. However, they did not respond. They were probably drunk, and the boat drifted into the shallows where they were attacked and killed.
So that case in particular is just the perfect example of why you don't mess with uncontacted or isolated tribes. Not only because it's illegal in some cases, but it's dangerous for both sides. Diseases, violence, exploitation, pick your poison. But if it's staged, Dara is basically encouraging a new genre of fake YouTube content, like hire some locals, call them cannibals, and get millions of views, which, guess what, other idiots will probably copy. Or next time, someone might miss the memo and walk right into a real tribe and cause actual harm. If it's real, then he got insanely lucky. Lucky he's still alive, lucky his crew is still alive, and lucky the tribe didn't get sick from whatever he brought to them. Either way, it's just stupid and reckless, and the only thing Dara really discovered is that people online have zero patience for influencers who treat indigenous people like props for their vlogs. And if there's any similar YouTubers watching this, please, let's just retire the disturbing remote tribes for content genre, as exposing them to some disease or having them end your life with an arrow is not worth your next clickbait thumbnail. But hey, feel free to subscribe if you're new, drop a like on this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.